is short. In April 2007, a Brooks employee, Liz Duncan, set out for a Saturday morning group run. And Liz was just full of positive energy and optimism. She was training for a sub 3-hour marathon, which I always aspired to and never had a prayer to do. She was waiting on a Seattle street corner for her fellow runners. An out-of-control car jumped the curve, struck her, and killed her on impact. And she was 3 days shy of her 27th birthday. So, Monday, we're all at work, and for many, many, many days afterwards, it was just impossible to walk by her desk and not feel her absence. She had pictures of her family, her friends. She was mentoring a lot of young people through Athletes in Action. Some of their pictures were up. And in the middle of all those smiling faces, she had a favorite Brooks bumper sticker, and it simply said, "Life's short, run long." And I think it so affected all of us because it's just a truth. And I think it's a truth in life. It's certainly the truth that's sort of underneath our culture at Brooks and our brand. I think people that run just take in that moment and absorb it. It's an investment in themselves. And so it still inspires me to this day. And I hope it inspires you as well. It's just a great reminder that it's not about the finish line. You've got to enjoy the journey. You've got to enjoy the journey and the people and the relationships that you have along the way. That's where, frankly, the joy is. So, thanks.
I finished reading a book titled Running for a Purpose. Running with Purpose, authored by Jim Weber, who was the founder of Brooks Running Company. He spoke about the company, he spoke about his career, it's basically his memoir, spoke about his career and how he was able to come in to Brooks Running Company and change the trajectory, turned it into a very, very profitable brand, and he did it by focusing solely on runners. He did it focusing all of his product, all of his marketing, all of his attention, everything solely on runners. The main product was the running shoes, and everything was about improving runners. I mean, so many things that hit home, especially with myself, especially now during this current time. We're in the weekend of the Miami Marathon is going on this weekend, and I'm telling you, I'm decreeing and declaring it right now. 365 days, 52 weeks from now, I'll be ready to run a full Miami Marathon, all right? That's what I'm training for. That's the goal at the moment, and reading that book and getting inspired at what he's built and everything I'm trying to do with the Move Swiftly Marathon. So many things that I took away from that. Probably one of those books that I'll probably read again over the next period of months because it was so impactful to my business and where it is I'm trying to go. All right. So I got a story. I want to retell a story, especially since it is, like I mentioned, the Miami Marathon this week, and I got to retell a story that he closed the book with. And he titled this. In fact, not only did I read it, but like I do with most books, I go on YouTube and listen to any keynotes that the author may have. And Jim Weber had a keynote in which he told this same story. He spoke about this philosophy that they've developed, which is life is short, run long. Life is short, run long. And it was the way they came up with that phrase was it was an employee that worked. Excuse me. There was an employee that worked for Brooks. There was a employee. She was out there. I believe it was like in the marketing world or sales or something like that, right? And she was training. She was a couple days away, 3 or 4 days away from running an actual marathon. 3 or 4 days of training, running an actual marathon. And as she's training, a car jumps the curve, hits her, and she dies. Dies right there on the spot. Her name was Liz Duncan. Liz Duncan, people. All right. It was a couple days away, if I'm not mistaken, a couple days away from her 27th birthday. A couple days away from her 27th birthday. All right. Now, when I tell you, I'm the quote unquote teamwork guy, the guy that's always talking about teamwork, giving you a perspective on teamwork. I want you to understand it's not just a football thing. It's not just something, obviously football has allowed me to see life from the teamwork perspective and give you a lot of these stories, but it's so much of the things that I take in and so much of the things that regular people like a Liz Duncan, just a normal people would pass away. I mean, that young lady had a family, had ambition, had so many things. And we're all teammates. We're all teammates. We're all in this place where when you decide to get out, get productive, do the things in your life that you know you need to be doing. And I'm not saying you have to go run a marathon, but you have to go out and get active. You have to go out and do things that are going to be conducive to your development, conducive to your growth, conducive to just building a better world, because there's some real pain going on in this world. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the 4 inches that you see in front of your face every day. It's a world of pain, a world of hurt. And if you can't wake up every fucking morning and just do your part, just do something to show appreciation that you get to wake up this morning, to show appreciation that you get this sunrise, to show appreciation that you just have the opportunity, just an opportunity for another day, you please, just please. This Move Swiftly thought isn't just about me. Again, I'm pushing and I'm grinding, I'm doing what it is I do. And, again, like I mentioned, a year from now, I will be running in the Miami Marathon. But this truly is just a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to give you guys just a little bit of a reminder of how tragic, how fragile life really is, how short really life is, and how many things, how much pain really goes on. And again, like Jim Weber said, life's short. And actually, I'll close you out with this story. This guy, Jim Weber, who, like I mentioned, founded Brooks and turned the company around. He didn't found the company, but he turned the company around. He himself was a runner, and he can no longer run anymore because he had I believe it was thyroid cancer. And every time he runs now, he kicked the shit out of thyroid cancer. And every time he runs now, it's just too much for his lungs and things like that because of the surgery and all that stuff. So I close you out with that just so you have a little bit of an appreciation. If you're waking up this morning and you're fully healthy, you're fully able, you're fully functioning, just appreciate life, guys. Appreciate life. Appreciate the fact that we are here. We have an opportunity, all right? Dive deeper into all of this. If you want to dive deeper into my world, the website is makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. You can listen to my podcast.